SAP surprised me again. This time, the automation was already detecting insufficient stock conditions correctly. But I wanted something more intelligent. I wanted the system to automatically investigate the issue whenever a user double-clicked the SAP error message inside Excel. Not only that, I wanted the automation to silently open MD04, capture evidence, save the screenshot, and instantly display the investigation result to the user. In this video, I'll explain how the worksheet_before double-click event transformed a simple SAP automation into an interactive SAP investigation system. The entire enhancement starts with the worksheet_before double-click event. Whenever the user double-clicks inside the worksheet, the VBA code immediately takes control. The first thing I do is disable Excel's normal double-click behavior by setting cancel equal to true. This prevents accidental cell editing and gives full control to the automation logic. Then I validate the user action carefully. The system only responds if the double-click occurred inside column N, and the row actually contains an insufficient stock message. This prevents unnecessary processing and keeps the workflow efficient. Next, the system identifies the row number dynamically. That row number becomes extremely important because it links the SAP issue, the material, and the evidence screenshot together. After that, the automation performs another very important task. It converts the OneDrive workbook path into a proper local Windows path. This is critical because many corporate Excel files are stored inside OneDrive or SharePoint locations. Without this conversion, screenshot storage and file retrieval can fail unpredictably. The address local function solves that problem by automatically translating the cloud URL into a valid local file system path. Now comes one of the most intelligent parts of the design. Before generating any SAP screenshot, the system first checks whether evidence already exists for that row. The screenshot file name contains the worksheet row number and the material number. For example, 15_material number.png. This creates a reusable investigation archive. If the screenshot already exists, the automation immediately opens the file using Windows Explorer. No duplicate SAP navigation. No unnecessary screenshot generation. No additional processing. If the evidence file does not exist, the automation begins the investigation process. First, the system reconnects to the active SAP GUI session using SAP GUI scripting objects. Then another important stabilization step occurs. The automation attempts to clean the SAP screen by navigating backward and closing unexpected pop-ups if they exist. This greatly improves reliability because SAP screens can remain in unpredictable states after failed transactions. By normalizing the SAP session first, the MD04 evidence generation becomes much more stable. Once the SAP session is stabilized, the automation calls the generate MD04 evidence subroutine. This subroutine automatically opens transaction MD04. Then it dynamically injects the material number and the plant code directly from the worksheet row. After MD04 loads successfully, the automation maximizes the SAP window and silently captures a screenshot using SAP GUI's hard copy method. The screenshot is stored automatically inside the Docs folder. At this point, the evidence becomes permanently available for future investigation. Finally, the automation immediately opens the generated screenshot for the user. This creates a very smooth investigation workflow. The user simply double-clicks in SAP error message, and the system automatically reveals the MD04 evidence behind the stock issue. No manual SAP navigation. No searching. No repetitive investigation work. This transforms the automation from a simple transaction executor into an intelligent SAP troubleshooting assistant. This enhancement also demonstrates something very important about real SAP automation. Real automation is not only about executing transactions successfully. It is also about handling failures intelligently, capturing operational evidence, improving troubleshooting speed, and helping users understand what actually happened inside SAP. That is the direction this project is gradually moving toward. Not just SAP scripting, but intelligent SAP process engineering. That is exactly the correct long-term direction. And strategically, this is much bigger than SAP GUI scripting tutorials or Excel VBA automation. I am gradually building something closer to SAP Process Intelligence plus Automation Framework. Using SAP GUI scripting, VBA orchestration, operational validation, exception handling, audit evidence, business process flow tracking. That becomes scalable across almost every SAP cycle.